So people are in the world are going to expect they have more freedoms. I have more things I can do. I can travel anywhere. I can do anywhere. I can do this and that, even though there might be other types of restrictions, poverty, controls, censorships, immigration policies that challenge that very independence. When the darkness is increasing, you have the social factors, the responsibility, the belief in the team and the group and the responsibility. We believe we're going to belong together. We're going to make the world a better place. This is the energy, the Neptune in going through Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and Sag that built up the internet and built up the World Wide Web. By the time Neptune got up to Capricorn and went through Sagittarius, that vast expansion to make the world one, to link up the new language, to create the internet where everyone's talking to each other, and this is the way it's going, this is how everyone's going to be together. Well, that was the vision. But the reality is, as soon as that was there, everyone wants to see how they can use it for themselves, or how they can't. So let's just say there's a tendency to believe in the nighttime increasing, in belonging, in sharing, in being part of a team, part of a group, and that people shouldn't be, and a belief that people shouldn't be independent on their own. The momentum is the team is bigger, the belief is in the team or the group more than in the individual. So that period is built up, and it built up the web, and it built up certain beliefs around the world, and a lot of religious beliefs, and even the legal rights around the web. All of these things came during this buildup of the belief this is supposed to happen. This will fix the world. We can do it. All of us together will do more than any one of us. And it's partly true. It's just peaked, and now it's coming the other way, where we're puzzled. What can I do? How can I do anything? This world's like, so I can see it clearly in terms of the media, but there's 1,000 stories you can come up as to how this has happened. In social, it depends on what you get exposed to. You know, it's the same theme as going around the world, around the whole northern hemisphere. It's going to be this way. In the southern hemisphere, the signs are reversed and it moves the other way. But so it's really balancing each other day by day as it goes along. But we have the beliefs where we have the adventures. The adventure, the sense of romance of somebody's there for me, I have a relationship, there's not the restrictions, there's not the inhibition. Oh boy, a little alcohol, a little drugs removes the inhibition, it makes it easy to have relationships. Who says it's not right? You know, like so, oh, many different paths of these expectations of increasing darkness, and likewise of the increasing daylight. But this is Neptune. You're not going to get specific ideas, you get visions, dreams, pictures, images that come up, and they fade. They can fade. Mirages in the desert are a Neptune factor. You're searching for the mirage. You're sure it's the water. You're thirsty. It's what you want. You get out there, and you're too thirsty to get back, and you're dead. You lost it by an illusion. Whoa! How many relationships have people lost themselves in when it was what they expected was an illusion, but much more a projection on their part than a reality being feedbacked? How many people are lovers project their love? The beloved accepts it or doesn't. You know, love ennobles both. With this sense of wonder, of vision, of dreaming, of expecting. It's a wonderful quality of life, but boy, we get hurt by it. Boy, we can get lost by it. If you want a vision, you want a dream, you got to be ready to do the work to maintain it. So you've got a lot of extra Saturn work to do to counter the effects of Neptune, or to make the next effects of Neptune positive. Whatever, taking a job where you can't keep up with what's demanded of you, and of course you think you're doing everything you can, and everybody's believing, boy, this person's incompetent. How do we get rid of them? What should they shouldn't be there. When we get to the daylight is greater and darkness is greater halves, these categories, the light are the dark signs of the zodiac. So spring and summer is the daylight is greater half, fall and winter is the nighttime is greater half. So right now we're almost just completing 90 years or 60 years of Neptune being in the darkness is greater half. And the collectivity, the globe, the universalization of so much information, the media, we've cut through many cultural barriers and made a sort of global sense, a worldly sense of how things should be. But there's various, even there, it's not just, there's a one sense, but is it run by religions? Is it run by corporations? Is the world run by governments? Is it like the teamwork has been going on, the group consensus, the group says this, so you have to believe in this, it has to be this way, it should be this way. This is the Neptune going through the dream of relationships, what sexuality is, during this buildup also, it built up in the AIDS is built up through all of this, the complications around relationships. You believe in someone, then you can get hurt by it, you can pass on diseases. These are all Neptunian funny things that spin off. So right now, I don't want to, that's the thing going around in the world, so the easiest thing to get an anchor to at this stage. When we're looking at the darkness is greater, there's a belief that the group is better than the individual, that I belong, that being part of the team, aligning with something, getting on Facebook, getting on Twitter, being able to being connection to everything. Wow, that's so incredible. We've run into so much stuff. We don't know exactly what's true, but we're running into more stuff than we ever would have run into on our own in our own isolated little worlds. That's a good example of the Neptune in the night darkness is greater. The tendency of codependencies or beliefs in others more than in oneself. Or a tendency to believe in oneself in context to other people, that, well, this is my role, I'm meant to do this, I'm meant to be the leader, I'm meant to be the follower, but the social attitude is there. When Neptune works well, it can be somewhat of a spiritual aspect, but usually we'll see a socially dedicated element to it. When there's not a dedication and it becomes selfish, one's own selfish dreams and indulgences affect others difficultly, and they can cause weaknesses, illnesses, dependencies, guilt, sorrows. So, that expression, be careful what you ask for. Well, Venus is always wanting things. Neptune is dreaming about things and believing in things. Oh, I love animals, so I believe in animals. I believe I'll do things with animals. I don't want to hurt any animals. But same with people, but where's the backbone to your beliefs? That's in Saturn. How much are you actually doing to back it up? That's the Saturn. So this point when the daylight is greater and Neptune's in the daylight, the Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, I believe I have the solution to something. I believe in myself. I believe myself, and I don't believe in what other people are telling me so much. I believe in what I'm seeing, what I'm working through. So there's this big pendulum that goes one way or the other way, and for the last 60 years or more, last 80 years, 70 years, 80 years, Neptune's been in the nighttime is greater. The belief has been about the group, the team, the evolving of the world, the social, and the obligations around it. And it set up legal rules, science rules, things about what's real, and the beliefs have been challenged around these things. There's belief versus silence almost. But when the daylight was before that, beliefs were about taking the adventures, having the home, doing your own thing, and if somebody threatened it, then you would fight to protect your own thing. But really, it was a belief in what I get, what I'm doing, how I'm living, more than in how we're living. Always, people are pulled differently in and out in different ways. But the fostering of freedom and the fostering of responsibility, the light and dark, these are factors you think about. You got to measure. It's like a Zen koan. You got to think about it, let it settle, and wonder about it in your chart and the people you know, and let it settle in a little bit. So it's the puzzle. So you're going to see all the main factors. Those are the primal things in a person's chart and your kids' charts. You're going to see the sun, moon, the ascendant. You're going to see the different planets. You'll see them. But it's hard to see and make sense of a Neptune. You just sense it, or you put your belief in, or you try and be as consistent as possible. If you're an alcoholic parent, that's going to go to your kids. If you're doing drugs, if you're not clear. If you have good dedications and good places, Neptune can work really well. If you have bad ones, it's going to spill over onto other people or other situations. So, okay, then we get to the four seasons. We divide each of these halves up into quarters, and we end up with our 4 seasons. Winter, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. It's really since 1989 on, Neptune's been in these signs. And all the kids now, born since 89, 90, will have Neptune in Capricorn, Aquarius, or Pisces. The ones with Neptune and Capricorn are believe in the rules and the structure and the building up of the planet and the structure organization of the planet for the good of all. And the Aquarius believe in the knowledge and the universal knowledge, but as it goes into Pisces, the people are believing in how it should all be, but they're seeing the limits of how the Neptune and Capricorn generation affected what they do. So by the time it gets in one, you're already, the people who were born a couple of signs earlier, Neptune a couple of signs earlier, they're running the world, and you're coming in trying to see it your way against that backdrop. But these are really socially conscious people, want to be part of the team, want to solve, how could there be poverty, want to solve wars, famines, sicknesses, but group collective factors, and having a relationship to poverty in the world, to helping somewhere, to being dedicated, or being adamantly against any of those factors. Those are still tied into the social factors. There's no fair. Everybody's getting something, and I get nothing. You know, all the immigrants are coming into the country, and they're getting help. I'm not. You know, but what's fair and not fair is belief in the team spirit, in the group, and in the mechanics of why people would get together and what they can do. That's the Neptune in the winter signs. How to deal with the darkness, how to work together, how to make it happen. So a lot of socially conscious factors will come through this with this generation. The Neptune in Aries, Taurus, and Gemini in the springtime, when the daylight's greater and daylight's becoming more greater, that's independence and more independence. The vision is just what I can do and what I can do more. I can do this more. I'm going to push the limit. I want to go for this. I want to do these things. It's not what are we going to do. I want to get away from what we're going to do so I can do my own thing. I want to take off and travel. I want to go do something. I want to get this. I want to get the flying car or whatever and go wherever I can. Of course, as soon as you get flying cars, you're going to have controls over the air. Won't be all that easy. So, but it's a very strong distinction between the daylight is greater half. Even the daylight increasing, you have the one part's very social, the Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. The other is very independent, and the belief systems and the guilt factors will go in that. I didn't belong. I let you down. I'm sorry. Or the other side could be, I never lived up to what I should have. I can't be what I want to be. You know, like I've got to try, or I may use up all the resources to do that. But as Neptune's in the Aries, Taurus, Gemini, it's encouraging the individual. It's almost opposing the marriage and the relationships, and you can see it already. More and more people aren't getting married, aren't believing it. It's changing. The structure of it's changing to align to individual situations.